Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Game Code. I'm your host, Adam Morehouse. We are your source for all the gaming goodness here in the Atlantic provinces. Let's take a look at what we've got for you lined up this week. We visit one of our favorite gaming destinations in Halifax. It's the Boardroom Game Cafe. Greg Seward of Frontier Developments joins us in studio. Will he pass our gaming trivia challenge? Probably. Are you looking for a new date night destination? Or perhaps you and your friends just don't want to play any more Monopoly and nobody's got the space to sit down and play some games. Good news! The Boardroom Cafe is just what the doctor ordered. Let's take a look.
My name's John Paul DeCosse, and we are at the Boardroom Game Cafe. We're located at 1256 Barrington Street in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Yeah. Well, the Boardroom is a social space. Back over that way, we've got a collection of over 400 board and card games. We've also got game experts who can help our guests learn how to play games. We recommend games. We are game sommeliers, if you will. That's largely what we do. Of course, we got food and drink. Tasty local beers on offer, as well as some handcrafted sandwiches that we make right here at the Boardroom. The idea is that it's a place to gather. It's a place to gather, but instead of gathering to have boring meetings, you're gathering to have fun. This is, I am a board game boss. I am your board game boss, so fun for the time that you are at the Boardroom. I used to work for a spot in Toronto called Snakes and Lattes. Very much the same concept, whole bunch of board games, put together good people, good times, good food and drink. That's where it all started. I was the manager there for a good while, and Chris, who is the owner of the Boardroom, also worked there, and he's originally from Halifax, so he had the idea to take this concept to Halifax, where there is such a vibrant gaming community, and I asked if I could tag along, and he needed someone to manage his spot, so here we are. Types of communities that we cater to, probably young folks, maybe folks who are in college or university, young professionals who maybe don't have kids yet, have kids, I don't know. Disposable income is what it's all about. Folks who are looking for a place to let loose, have a good time, play some games. I would say because of where we're located, we cater definitely to the student crowd. We're really close to Dalhousie. St. Mary's is right around the corner. So we naturally draw in lots of young folk. But we've had people in, veteran chess players. We've seen families come in here to hang out and play some games in the afternoon. So there's really no limit. And of course, we definitely cater to gamers. If you like games, this is the place to be. We could take a stroll over to the game wall over there, and that would kind of give you the rundown. On the left side of the wall, we have your light games, your kids games, very light strategy games, games that will take 1 or 2 minutes to learn how to play. And we've got our party games, things like Pictionary and Categories and things like that. Things that folks will probably have familiar memories of playing with families and friends and whatnot. Moving on from there, you've probably got some light strategy games, and at the other end of the spectrum, we've got our hardcore games. Games like Agricola, Through the Ages, the Game of Thrones board game. These are games that are going to take a long time to learn, a long time to play, going to make your brain sweat, but still, you're going to have a good time. For a beginner, if someone's looking for a game recommendation, one of the games I'll probably turn to is Quizniac. Quizniac is one of the easiest, simplest, and one of my favorite trivia games of all time. It's a game where you've got 10 clues, and everybody gets 1 guess per clue. So I'm going to read a clue, you're going to have a guess. If you get it on that first guess, you get 10 points. Second clue, 9 points, so on and so forth. And that's really all there is to it. It's a really simple game, really easy to get into. You don't have to be a brainiac to play. It's my favorite kind of game, for sure. A game like Suro, the Game of the Path, is a game where you're finding your way along a maze of a board. You're trying to stay on as long as possible and manipulating circumstances so that you kick somebody else off. Whole lot of fun, but easy to get into, easy to play for sure. Those are a couple of ideas there. Some other services that we offer might certainly include our board game boss service. So if you're not sure what to play and you want a recommendation, you just ask whoever the board game boss is, and there's always somebody on site who knows the board games. They'll sit down with you. They'll ask you some questions about what do you like about games, what games have you liked in the past, and we'll find something to recommend to you, and even sit down to explain the rules. That's probably the core service we provide. Of course, tying in the whole experience of games and food and drink, kind of the ultimate gaming experience all in one place where you don't have to clean up afterwards. That's on the hands of our service team, our baristas, our kitchen staff, all that. And on top of all that, we have events, all sorts of cool events. Well, we have kind of 2 tiers of events that take place at the boardroom. We've got our weekly events, things that happen every week, just on a rotation. On Mondays, we have our open gaming event, which also features the Halifax board and card game designers, including the designer of Gentlemen Thieves. His name's Sam, he's a cool dude, and he makes a fantastic game. This is made by a Haligonian. Isn't that awesome? On Thursdays, we have a Fantasy Flight Night. And that's a whole bunch of games, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, stuff like that. Really complex games, kind of space themes, fantasy themes and whatnot. That's when a bunch of people come together and play those sorts of games. So that's every Thursday. Every other Sunday, we have a trivia night featuring the folks at Geeks vs. Nerds. And it's an awesome event, teams of 4 gathering together to compete. We give out prizes, all sorts of cool things going down there. And then we have our irregular events. So we've got tournaments on the go every month or 2. Coming up in July, we have a Ticket to Ride tournament. Ticket to Ride is one of the great modern board games about laying trains across a map and doing awesome things along the way. The 10th anniversary edition of Ticket to Ride comes out, I think, this week, maybe next week. And so we're doing a tournament, and the winner's going to walk away with one of these limited edition 10th anniversary copies of Ticket to Ride. So that's awesome. I don't know the date offhand, but it's in July. The Boardroom Express is all about taking the boardroom experience and taking it to wherever you are, wherever you want to be. We have a mobile collection of games, not quite the magnificent size of our regular collection, but probably more games than you'll ever need to have in your home. So we take our favorite games and 1 or 2 of our board game bosses. We come to you. It's a board game catering experience. So you get to play all of our games, and you get someone there to recommend games and teach you the games. And they can go anywhere. It's on wheels. In addition to our mobile collection, we've got a bunch of giant games that we can bring to you. Giant Connect 4, giant Jenga, giant things that I probably don't even know about yet. If it's an awesome game and it comes in a giant form, we're probably going to find a way to get it and bring it to you in your grandma's backyard. We have to thank the larger community who's come out to support us and allowed us to make our dream come true here in Halifax. Everyone from the folks who come to play games to great local vendors like Jitterbug Sodas, to our friend Sam, who brings his awesome Gentlemen Thieves for folks to play, Propeller and Garrison to bring their awesome beer here. So many people, and it's all it's not one person. Our staff is amazing. You guys know, you've been here before. Our staff is so cool. You can go to boardroomgames.ca to catch us on the web. We're on Facebook, just search for The Boardroom. We're on Twitter and Instagram at The Boardroom GC. You can find us on there. We're on Google+, we're on Tumblr. We're on the streets. We're going to be in your home teaching you games with the Boardroom Express. Look for us and we'll be there. We're like Batman.
Don't go anywhere, because coming up after the break, we're going to have a chat with the one, the only Mr. Greg Seward from Frontier Developments here in Halifax. It's going to be awesome. Stay tuned.